Good evening. I thought we, played a very solid, all-around game. I thought our guys were focused from the beginning to the end. Jeremiah's just been playing great. He just has had four spectacular, unbelievable games, and he's doing everything we asked him to do, and doing a fantastic job. And then, Mike Parks is stepping up and playing well. It wasn't a typical UConn team. Obviously, they've, that when things are going certain, but they had won 3 in a row, playing well, just like we had won 3 in a row. But our guys, again, they've been working hard in practice and a renewed attitude. So it was an impressive win for us. Any questions?
Hey, Coach, the last game you had a 20-point lead. The team, Tulane, came back. You had a 20-point lead tonight. You didn't let them come back. What's the difference between that game and this game? Focus.
A little more serious-minded. I learned from that game that you can't have any let up emotionally, mentally, psychologically. You just can't look at this clock. You just got to play like it's 0-0 and, like it's a tie game. And once players learn to do that, and not, you can get a lot more out of it, and you can a lot out of them and out of themselves. So I thought we really shared the basketball tonight, and that's the other thing is, and then these, Tulane he's got hot. I haven't seen anybody make 6 threes in a row like that in a while, and so we just saw 7, whatever it was. It was crazy. So, but again, we're becoming more of a, as I said before, more of a serious-minded team, and keep an eye on the prize of playing the right way. So, any other questions?
Can you speak about Jeremiah Martin's leadership the last 4 games? It seems like when you guys today, when UConn made a run, he looked to the bench and said, let's go. Can you talk about his leadership in the past couple games?
Well, yeah, he's Jeremiah. He's had that in him. He's very capable of that. I think he's comfortable now with his teammates that we're playing. We've narrowed down some of the things that we're doing. We're not exposing him and wearing him out by pressing. And so that's one of the reasons we got away from some of the, doing that, because we need him to be and not expose ourselves. We were trying to be more aggressive and pressing. But this is a team that really, if we can just stay fundamentally sound in the half court, we're a much better team. And that's what he does. He's got his energy level, his stamina. I think that has helped him not wear himself out.
Tubby, how good do these last couple weeks feel, watching it all kind of come together with all these guys? Is it satisfying to see what your vision was kind of coming together, coming to life here?
It's like anything else. It's like writing a good article. You do your research, you do your homework, you do everything you can to prepare. Then you have to constantly evaluate, what's going on. But you deal with human nature, with kids that are distracted by a lot of different things, and so you have to learn what buttons and what motivates them, and so for me, I've been here a long time. I know how quickly it can disappear, and I know how quickly it can appear that things are going well. And so that's what you guard against, that you don't let your guard down, that you keep getting better. And that's my job, even when, that's one thing I learned as a young man growing up a farm. You just can't rush Mother Nature, and it's consistent. You don't cut wood, you're not going to have a fire. You don't haul water in, you're not going to be able to bathe. You don't feed the chicken hogs, you're not going to eat. It's as simple as that. But it's about that basic life is. And for me, that's it. All the other things don't really, and if I can get the players to do that, but they can't, because they're young. Their mind is on a lot of different things. My mind's on one thing, and it's doing my job.
Did it feel good to have a game where you could get the walk-ons in?
Yeah, it did. Now that got me excited. You know, to get now you ask me a good question. Alex Moffett. Now I'm going to start grinning and laughing because those kids, because they work as hard as anybody and they don't get any recognition. I'm glad you brought it up, really, because Alex Moffett, even though I wanted to ring it, but he really has put in the work. I mean, you're not going to find a better group of kids. Evan Oles, I mean, what a young man. He can shoot the ball. He plays hard. You know, it's just, you know, we just haven't been able to get Jesse. Jesse is, you know, you're not going to find Kareem Azabi, not a walk-on, but he works his butt off every day. He was in there today. He and Jesse and some other, they were in there playing one-on-one and shooting. Was it today? Yeah, this morning before we had lunch, we had breakfast, and it was bad. So they came over and they were in there all day working on their game, you know. And so I'm really happy for them that they got a chance to get in the game. I guess I didn't get Nate in the game, so. You know, but again, I was really happy for them.
I don't know if my question is going to be
a good
well,
he probably can't come to that level of. It certainly can't come to his level.
Whoa.
Mark just outdid everybody.
Mike Parks is having a lot of fun and smiling a lot more now. Is his positive attitude infectious and rubbing off on anybody else on the team?
I think you're right. I think it's a valid point. That's a good question because he's like a big old teddy bear. You know, he really is. He looks. I mean, he's got a soft heart. He's got a great disposition. He's a real likable kid. You know, the guys. You know, he's never gonna. I mean, I haven't had one cross moment with him. You know, as far as I think early on they were all concerned about playing time, how they're being used, and that's just human. That's the way it works. But now that he's healthier, you know, he had to lose a lot of weight when he came here. You know, now I think he's eating properly. You know, I give all that credit goes to our trainer, you know, Brad Anderson, and our strength coach. You know, we've really been Randy. Has done a great job with them, really watching just what they eat. I mean, he's standing there watching. When we have training table, eat this, don't eat that, eat this, don't eat that. You know, really. And so I think you have to train players to do that because they've been used to, you know, eating a lot of junk food. So I think it's helping him, and he's getting the treatment. He's been responsible about getting, you know, in the training room, getting ice and everything else done. Any other questions? Yeah.
Defensively, you forced 17 turnovers and only allowed them to make four three-point baskets this game. Is this team heading defensively the way you wanted to be heading? Oh yeah.
We really have started to understand, their being in the right spot. I tell them all the time, you're always a better athlete and a better player, and we're better when you're in the right spot. And now they're getting to the midline, getting to the ball line. And doing a good job of contesting, getting through screens, really boxing out and rebounding the ball. And so it's a process, and so we're getting closer, we're getting better, but we still have a long ways to go.
Kareem and Azab and Jesse, you say they played one-on-one. Did you stick around to see who won that one-on-one match?
No, I was I don't know what I was doing, but I heard them out there, heard the ball bouncing, heard them, you know, talking, heard them getting after each other, and I think Moffitt was out there also. Some of the guys were out there working out. I'm not sure who won that. I hate to say who I think won it, but I'm sure it was a tie. All right, thank you all.